So a little over 13 years ago, I was playing a video game called Guild Wars 2, and there was this quest that was all about interacting with cows. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I made a video about that quest, and that was one of the first videos that went on this channel, again, about 13 years ago. It got about 3,000 views, and I thought, man, I've made it! I've got a successful YouTube channel in the year of our Lord 2012. And my next quest guide for Guild Wars 2 did not do 3,000 views. I don't think it did 3 views. So I went from the highest high to the lowest low in the space of about 3 days because I didn't know what my second Guild Wars video was going to be. It makes me happy, though, that 13 years later I've stuck with Guild Wars 2 and certainly didn't delete every single Guild Wars 2 video on the channel after about a month to go and then play SimCity 4. ConflictNerd could have been very different if, if I hadn't taken a bit of a pivot towards SimCity 4 and so on and so forth. All of that is to say that on the 23rd of August this year, 2025, this channel turned 13 years old, and I just wanted to take a moment to thank all of you for your support over the years and for sticking with the channel through thick and thin, through highs and lows, and through my ongoing aging process. I don't dare go back and look at videos from the past because I was thinner, I didn't have skin conditions, my teeth were probably worse, actually. I think at some point, when did I get braces? Did I have braces when I started this channel? I might have had braces when I started this channel. I might have recently got them off, but I think for the first year of this channel, I had braces, which was a whole thing. My teeth were much worse before I got them. I know they're like huge and quite, but they were much worse when I, before I got braces. They were a problem. But the long and short is that, you know, I can't believe I'm still doing this. And I know lately I haven't been doing this, and that's kind of the actual point of this video. I do want to, again, thank you for the support over the years. And this isn't just to get it out of the way. This isn't a thank you, goodbye. I'm not going anywhere, and there's no bad news tied to this video. This isn't like the other times over the last few years where I might have dipped for a little bit, and it's been for bad reasons. This is not that. This is actually sort of a development from all of those other times and struggles that I've been through, because earlier this year I noticed that my mindset towards what I was doing was shifting. I noticed that I was being extremely critical of myself. And just to preface everything we're going to talk about, I know that what I do on this channel as my job, because some people wonder, do I do this full time? Yes, this is my job. I know it's an honor, it's a privilege. I'm very lucky to get to do what I do, and to have been able to do this for so long and to potentially keep doing this is wonderful and amazing. And I can't believe that I get to say that this is what I do for a living. But it does come with struggles. It is difficult at times. It is a very, again, privileged thing and lucky thing that I get to do. And it's by no means the hardest job in the world. I know some people are like, oh, being a streamer and a content creator is just as difficult as being a whatever else. Shut up. You sit in front of a camera and scream at Fortnite for 6 hours a day. It doesn't compare. I'm sorry. As someone that sits, well, I don't sit in front of a camera. As someone that sits in front of this microphone and plays like Transport Fever and City Skylines, it's not. It's a different skill set. And frankly, there's not that many jobs where you get to make as much money as some of these creators do and not wear anything below the waist. For all you know right now, this is a crop top and there's nothing below this part of it. You'll never know. I'm not going to stand up because I might get demonetized. I might not. I could be wearing a full outfit here, but you never know. They could be. Anyway, my point being, this is supposed to be a serious video, but I've had a little bit too much coffee today. So my point being that a few months ago, I can't believe I'm about to have this conversation following that conversation. Anyway, it's fine. A few months ago, I noticed I was becoming really critical of myself. I was comparing myself to a lot of other creators that I was starting to watch, And usually I don't watch creators on YouTube that do similar things to what I do, because I don't want to pick up their patterns, their mannerisms, because I am a sponge for that stuff. If you've ever wondered why my accent changes every other day, it's because I'll go through a phase of watching a show like Deadwood, and then for some reason I'm just talking a bit like this for a couple of days after the fact. Or if I'm watching some other YouTuber that has like a bit of a giggle that they do, I'll be laughing a little bit more while I'm watching there. I just pick up these little traits, and I never mean to. So I don't really watch other creators in the same space. But I had been, and I was getting really critical of what I do, because I was looking at these other guys and I'm like, man, the things they do in City Skylines, or the thing this guy does in Transport Fever, or the thing this guy does in Town to City or Software Inc. or whatever, is so much better than what I do. And that was problem number one. Problem number two was I was then sitting down to record my own videos, and I would get 45 minutes in, I would get an hour in, I would get an hour and a half into a video, and I would be like, this sucks, delete it. I would flub a line, I would stutter, all stuff that you could edit out, all stuff that you could fix, nothing that's the end of the world, nothing that can't be fixed in the edit, nothing that can't have me just like press a button, because I have a little thing on my audio interface that is a censor beep button. So if I press it, it makes that noise. Anytime I screw up a line in a video, I'll press that like 3 times, because I recognize that waveform on the editing timeline, and I look at that and I go, oh, I need to go there because there's something around that beep, either most likely before, that needs cut out. So I have systems in place. I have practices that I use to identify things that shouldn't make the cut. But I don't do that. I wasn't doing that. I was just like, I messed up one line out of an hour and 45 minutes of recording, delete the entire hour and 45 minutes. Suddenly, I don't want to work for the rest of the day because I screwed up that video. The day is ruined, blah, 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 blah. I was falling into these really negative patterns. So that was problem number 2. Problem number 3, which was out of my control, was that we were starting to enter the summer. And if you've been in the UK or Europe in general this past summer or the past couple of summers, it's gotten really, really hot. My office got up to 35 degrees Celsius. Now, where I live is quite humid, so 35 degrees Celsius and super high humidity and an office that has no air circulation, kind of a problem. So it got to the point where like my computer was overheating and having like problems. My graphics card needs replaced because it overheated. So that was just really demoralizing. I'm sitting here like, man, I have this amazing office that I love and that I furnished with dumb things that I love, and I can't even enjoy this space because it's like a sauna. It's like a swamp. It's like Shrek's. So that was problem number 3. Basically the perfect storm of things to just horribly demoralize me and contribute to that thing that every YouTuber eventually talks about on their channel when they take a break. Burnout. Yes, that's what this is all talking about. That's what this entire thing is me trying to say. I was this close to totally just burning out. So I stopped. I did post an announcement on the community page of the channel a few weeks ago talking about the fact that I was burning out and that I was going to take a break. But I did promise that I would finish different ongoing series before I did that. Obviously, I haven't done that. And the honest reason for that is I kept just kicking the can. That's me kicking a can down the road. I kept going like, okay, I'll take a break at this date. And then a game would get announced that's coming out at that date. And I'm like, no, I can't take a break then. So for me, that was, I was looking at taking a break sort of mid-August. And then I realized, oh, the channel anniversary is the 23rd of August. I can't take a break before that. And then I was like, I'll take a break after that. And then it was like, oh, but Worldwide Rush, which we played a demo of a while ago. Worldwide Rush is coming out on this date. I can't take a break before that. And you'll notice that I didn't acknowledge the channel anniversary on the date or play Worldwide Rush when it came out. That's sort of the problem. And then I was like, okay, I'll take a break a little bit after Worldwide Rush. And then it's like, oh, but Town to City is coming out, so I can't take a break before Town to... Basically, I just kept on pushing. I kept moving the goalposts further and further away, when what I realistically needed to do was move them to like right in front of me and just get it over with. Just get in there. So ultimately, that's what I ended up doing. I'm not gonna say that I'm quite done with my little this little journey of self-discovery and not burning out thing, but I am in the process of making videos again. I do want to keep doing Transport Fever for a little bit longer. I do want to play some Worldwide Rush. I do want to play Town to City. I want to get back into like having fun with this. And I think a part of that is going to be, you know, if you've been around the channel for a while, you're familiar with how often it has rebooted or rebranded. We're not going to be rebranding. I'm not really interested in doing another logo because it's on t-shirts, although we did have a different logo on t-shirts before, but I like this one. I think it looks good in the sleeve of a t-shirt. nerd.yt/store, nerd.yt/store. Had to get that in there. But it's less a rebrand, more I want to do like a little reshuffle, basically. Kind of like when there's like a new, it's like Doctor Who, except it's less like, it's less recent Doctor Who and more like the Christopher Eccleston to David Tennant to Matt Smith to Peter Capaldi run. Although I really liked Jodie Whittaker and I really liked Shooty. Like I feel like the writing let those last two down. I really enjoyed both of them as the Doctor, but that's neither here nor there. I guess Peter Capaldi to me is the best Doctor. So you know what? We'll just say it's like the Matt Smith to Peter Capaldi transition in Doctor Who, right? It's the same show. The concepts are still there. In my case, the lead actor is not changing, but we're just going to sort of shift things a little bit. We're just going to sort of turn a little bit. And I don't know what that means yet. I haven't really figured out what that means yet. I don't really know how I apply that to the channel yet, but I want to move things forward. That's part of why a lot of the series this year have been, well, not a lot of them, but two of them have been, you know, Airport CEO for the last time ever, Transport Fever 2 for the last time ever, Software Inc. for the only time this year, although that might be a lie because I have some ideas for another series that I think will be kind of fun, not for this company, but for a different one. But that might just wait until January because we're not really that far away from it anymore, which is weird to think. But yeah, I want to rediscover the fun with this. I want to rediscover all of the excitement that I have with this, and I want to really tap into what I enjoy about this. And in the last few weeks and months more so than weeks, I've really enjoyed playing just sort of different things. So doing that one video on Town to City, doing that one video on Worldwide Rush. I'm not saying I want to become one of these channels where I'm only doing like, hey, let's play the game that's super hot right now and then move on to something else. I like doing my series. I know the Let's Play format is super dead and tired and drawn out and people don't really love it anymore, but I do because old habits die hard and I'm stubborn. But I want to find what's fun. I want to find what works for me. And I'm kind of proud that I didn't just completely burn out. I mentioned earlier about how this whole process has been sort of a development from all the trouble and issues I've had over throughout my 20s. What I mean by that is I caught this problem. I recognized that there was a problem, and it took me to the ripe old age of almost 32 to realize how to sort of step back and go like, oh, hold on a second. I need to reassess. I need to take a break. I need to get some air. I need to go exercise. I need to do whatever. And so that's kind of what I did. And that's kind of what's been going on. I realize I'm just ranting and rambling and I'm kind of throwing things at you here. So I hope this largely makes sense, but that is essentially what's been going on. I hate to say it, man, because I know this job is such a privilege. I know this job is such a lucky thing to be able to do. I know there are people every day making YouTube channels and wanting to be gaming creators and streamers and all of that stuff. So to be able to say that I do this as a job is so wild. It's been almost 10 years since the channel like really blew up. It's been over 13 years now since the channel was made, and we really have been through so many highs and quite a few lows. I don't know where we are right now, to be quite honest with you. I don't want to say it's low because we've been worse. I've been through worse times. I don't think we're quite as high as we have been, and that's kind of YouTube in general, right? You have the thing that makes you, and then you kind of coast along a little bit for the next decade. So I'm fine with that. I don't think there's going to be another tiered city video is what I'm getting at. And I'm okay with that. It took me a long time to be okay with that. We did try making another tiered city video a few years ago, and it did terribly. So I think the world is finally done with those, which is totally fine. Haven't made one in City Skylines 2 though. I don't think I will, because I don't think it's going to be all that impressive given what I've seen people build in City Skylines 2, but never say no. If the views really dry up, then I'll come out with a tiered city in City Skylines 2. And that's how you know the channel's really done. That'll be the final, actually no. The final video on this channel will be the next episode of Emerald County. If you know, you know. If you don't worry about it. But, man, well, I don't know what this is. I'm so out of practice. I haven't recorded a thing in weeks. I have been elbow deep in just like Lua coding for a little side project I've got going on, which has been really fun. And if you want to see more of that, then twitch.tv/ConflictNerd. I stream it quite regularly. But on that note, what I want to say is if you're interested in what I've got going on elsewhere, or just sort of keeping up with updates, although I haven't posted in social media in a little while, I am on Blue Sky. I do have an account on Twitter. I don't use it. I don't recommend following it because I'm not going to use it. I will be quite honest and say I'm parking the account. I did used to use it. I just deleted everything on it because reasons. And I don't want someone else taking out ConflictNerd on Twitter. So you can follow me there, but I will never post on it. I'm on Instagram at the same handle. I'm on Blue Sky. I'm on Threads, although I don't use it. Although I've heard good things and I'm considering it. And there's a Discord server for the community as well, which I want to sort of reboot and rebuild into something that we can actually use. For what, I don't know. But if you have any ideas, do post them over on Discord or in the comments. Or just, what do we want to do in the comments today? I've got a nice cup of coffee I just made. I've got it on my desk here. It is a just regular coffee. Although I had some syrups in the house for the longest time. I had hazelnut, I had mint, I had salted caramel. So my question, I guess, for the comments, for the algorithm, is if you have coffee, if you're a coffee drinker like myself and you enjoy like a latte or whatever, and you have options, you know, vanilla latte, caramel latte, mint latte, what kind of coffee do you like? Is it just a straight coffee? Do you like milk, almond milk? Do you like a black coffee? Do you like mint in there? Do you like hazelnut, salted caramel? Just let me know what your type, you know, what kind of coffee you enjoy, and we'll confuse the shit. Yes, I do. Yes, I might bleep that. Probably not, just because if you've watched this long, then there's a little bonus for you. I haven't swore on this channel in a long time. We'll confuse the shit out of the YouTube algorithm. I'm allowed to swear on YouTube now, actually, apparently. In the first, like, 7 seconds of a video, there are some words I'm now allowed to say. You have no idea how tempted I was to change the intro of this channel to be "What the f*** is up, gamers?" I didn't, but I could have, and I want you to know that I decided, for your sake, not to do that. So, with that gift to you, and with this as my update for the year, 20 minutes of this, 20 minutes of looking at this face. Oh, we'll do this again sometime. Well, probably next year. But thank you for watching. Thank you for watching for the last 20 minutes, for the last 13 days, weeks, months, or 13 years. Actually, if you don't want to do the coffee thing, let me know in the comments how long you've been around the channel, what your favorite series has been over the last 13 years, or however long you've been here. And we'll have a little chat back and forth about what some of my favorite series have been. because I'll tell you right now, Software Inc. I was thinking recently about some of the old Software Inc. series and just how many stories I told, because we're coming up. I don't want to get sad here. I do want to wrap this up, but we're coming up in 4 years since my dad passed. I was raised by my grandparents. He was my granddad, but to me, he was my dad. And I realized how many stories I told about him in all those old Software Inc. series and all those old City Skylines series. Oh God, this is actually hitting me a little bit. So we are going to move on. So yeah, those old series where I told stories about just my grandparents and me have become some of my favorites. So let me know what some of your favorites are, and we'll talk about that in the comments. I'm going to go and drink my coffee before I start getting emotional at the end of this update. It's a really good update when I'm starting it like, I'm fine, and then I end it by almost crying. Yeah, I'm going to go and continue my little sabbatical. The channel will be back to normal in by the time Town to City comes out, which I think is like early September. So I hope they've announced that, right? That's like a thing they've announced. It'll be before then, most likely. It'll be very, very soon. But I just wanted to let you know that I'm still here. I'm fine. I'm just taking a moment for me. And I want to know about your coffee or what your favorite series is. So thank you for watching. This has been an absolute pleasure, as always. The last 13 years have been an absolute pleasure. I hope the next 13 years will continue to be an absolute pleasure. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.